Tonight, we are continuing the coverage on cooperation between immigration officials and local law enforcement. I'm Colin Mayfield.
And I'm Vanessa Rufus. The North Carolina House advanced a bill yesterday requiring sheriffs to work more closely with federal officials on ICE arrests. And now the federal government is getting involved.
Julie Kay breaks down what comes next.
This bill is in line with President Donald Trump's recent executive order threatening funding cuts to jurisdictions that don't work with ICE. U.S. Senator Thom Tillis says North Carolina has multiple examples of this and that he plans to introduce federal legislation to stop it. A heated hour-long debate on the North Carolina House floor.
And will be sent to the Senate engrossed.
Ending in the advancement of House Bill 318 to expand the list of offenses requiring local law enforcement's cooperation with ICE. But the debate doesn't stop here.
Why are we doing the federal government's job for them?
The back and forth mostly centered around Mecklenburg County and Sheriff Gary McFadden.
I expect him to do that because that's protecting my community too, my children too.
Representative Carla Cunningham, a Democrat from Charlotte, voting with the Republicans and against her fellow Mecklenburg County representatives like Jordan Lopez.
The moment they start chipping away at due process for people who are immigrants is the moment we open the door for them to chip away at due process for native-born Americans.
He agrees with local advocates like the Carolina Migrant Network that this is not due process, but is an overstep.
There is no federal requirement for what is under federal law, voluntary sheriff-ICE collaboration.
But that might soon change. On social media, Thom Tillis, one of North Carolina's 2 senators, says he would soon introduce legislation to hold sanctuary jurisdictions accountable. His team says 10 North Carolina institutions are considered non-cooperative, including Mecklenburg County and Watauga County.
But unfortunately, somewhere around 5 or so sheriffs in our state, if not outright violating the law, are certainly violating the spirit that was behind that law.
Representative Lopez says both sides of the aisle can agree on safety, but that this bill would not accomplish that.
Wouldn't change much more except adding more crimes for which people would then be subject to being held, violating their due process, and then, again, spending more taxpayer dollars on behalf of the federal government.
For now, the debate will continue to the Senate, both state and federal. This isn't the only state bill addressing detainer enforcement. Senate Bill 153 would be similar, but would add those requirements to other departments like the Highway Patrol and SBI. Back to you.